Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I have brought a long-awaited good news for CSS PMS aspirants. Getting 50% marks in English essay is now possible. I will show you how. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Professor Muhammad Amir Biladal. I am a former knight. I did my Masters in English from FC College University. Afterwards, I did my MA Political Science and MA History. Then I joined Higher Education Department. After serving Higher Education Department for more than 35 years, I got my retirement in 2018 as Head of English Department, Government Postgraduate Islamia College. I have been teaching and giving coaching to CSS and PMS aspirants for the last more than 3 decades. I have a large number of students serving in federal government and provincial governments as bureaucrats. One of my most talented and competent student is Muhammad Afzal Bhatt. Presently, he is IG Police, Gilgit-Baltistan. My another student is Shahid Hamza. He was serving as additional secretary in the health department, Government of Punjab. I have many other students like Hafiz Irfan, like Bilawal, like Rana Imran, and so many, serving in grade 17, 18, 19, 20. I wish all the best to my successful candidates, to my successful students. I have all love, all appreciation for my dear students. I wish them all the best. Now, let me show you how to get 50 or 50 plus marks in CSS PMS essay. You know, English carries 200 marks in CSS and PMS. English essay carries 100 marks and the other 100 we have Prescient composition. What I have seen, if a student prepare for 1 year, half of his time he gives to English and the remaining 50% to other compulsory and optional papers. He reads a lot, books on essays, articles, magazines, opinions, and then he writes a lot. What he has in his mind to install, to preserve, to save maximum ideas, and at the same time develop a beautiful expression. And then the time comes. He appears in the exam. After 4 or 5 months, result is declared. And what we see, 95% aspirants, students, candidates are dropped in English. Most of them in English essay. There is shock, despair, dejection, some even shedding tears and crying like little kids. When they find their marks in other subjects extremely good, they get 60%, 65%, 70 plus. But their marks in English essay, sometimes just 15, 20, 25, at the most 30, 35, finish. Most of the students do not get even 40% marks. They don't get through even on margin. I have seen the DMCs of toppers getting just 40 marks in essay. This is shocking. This is, let me say, ridiculous. Most of the students, most of the aspirants who appear in CSS PMS, they are hardworking. They are talented. They are competent. They spend a lot of time, a lot of money purchasing books, developing notes, getting guidance from experienced and talented teachers. But the outcome in most of the cases is a big zero. You can't lodge a complaint, no appeal. What has been given to you, that is final. You remain depressed and disappointed for a couple of days, and then again you muster up your courage, and once again you and your CSS. Second time, the outcome remains the same. So essay, getting through essay has become a Herculean task, the toughest job, the toughest task for all the CSS and PMS aspirants. They are at a loss. There is no way out. They don't know what to do. How to do and what to do. How to get 40% marks. That's why, keeping especially English in mind, what most of the students, most of the aspirants say. CSS by luck. All reason, all rationality. CSS is above all rationality. The teachers do give you tricks. They share with you methods. You follow those tricks, you follow those methods, and you do your best, you try to do your best. You have a huge pile of books, a huge pile of notes on your right side, on your left side. Your study room appears to be a junk shop where there are only papers and books scattered everywhere. But at the end of the day, you are dropped in English essay. You can't digest it. You fail to digest the result. I have been giving coaching to students for the last more than 3 decades. All those students who come to me, they come from Lahore. They have spent some time in Lahore, busy in preparation over there, coming from Islamabad, coming from Sialkot, other cities, spending 6 months somewhere, spending 1 year somewhere, spending 1.5 years somewhere. What I see in their hands, a huge and a big sack or a bag of notes, lot of books, and the most important, what pinches me, what disturbs me, they have outlines of 10 to 12 essays in their hands. Essays relating to Pakistan, what we call issue-based topics, essays. They have detailed outlines of 10 to 12 topics relating to Pakistan. They go through those outlines hundreds of times. They develop those outlines. They write full-fledged essay. Full-fledged essays they write. And then we know very well our education system, cramming-based education system. They cram those essays. They learn those essays by heart. And when they appear in the exam, sitting in the examination hall, they find 1 or 2 issue-based essays in their exam. They are happy, overjoyed, overexcited to see the 2 topics or 1 topic or 3 topics in the paper, which they have already prepared, which they have already crammed. Beautiful quotations, facts, figures, the past history of the issue, what the government has done, recommendations, the way forward, crammed introduction, crammed thesis statement, crammed body of the essay, crammed conclusion, copy-paste, overjoyed, overconfident, minimum. What they think they will get 50 marks, minimum. But when the result is announced, shocked. All hopes demolished. 15 marks, 18 marks, 22 marks, and the story is over. Going through DMC again and again, they don't just believe. Getting very good marks in compulsory papers, in optional papers. Coming to English essay and press in composition, their heart starts sinking, palpitation starts. They are at a loss of what to do. And again, they are convinced by the teachers. Prepare only and only issue-based essays. We have all the time 10 to 15, 10 to 12. We have burning issues in Pakistan. Those issues are highlighted in newspapers, in magazines, on television. Time and again, we have writers, we have journalists repeating those issues, 10 to 12. Hot issues, burning issues relating to Pakistan. Now, when you prepare an issue-based essay and what you have learned, you reproduce, there is nothing new. You reproduce newspapers, you reproduce opinions, you reproduce essays or opinions or articles in newspapers and magazines. And what we have in those issue-based essays, blame game. All the time blaming. 50% material is related to blames, condemning, criticizing, castigating. And to whom do we criticize? Either politicians, bureaucracy, establishment, judiciary, business tycoons. The problem is with governance. The problem is with our foreign policy. The problem is our corrupt politicians, sorry to say. Or we blame our neighbors. or we blame the sole superpower USA. This is our essay. Blame game. And what we write down, introduction, we introduce the topic, and then we trace out the history of that issue, that problem, that crisis, and then what government has done so far in the past 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, what government has done. The policies of the government, different steps, different measures the government has taken. You gave some facts and figures, and in the end you gave way forward. What recommendation you gave? You have already gone through newspapers and magazines. The examiner is very much familiar. Number one, it's a crammed essay. Number two, nothing new. No creativity, no self-writing, just repetition. Boring, dull, monotonous. And that's why the result is very much before you. My humble advice is, please drop the idea of writing an issue-based essay. Choose a general topic, general one. The problem is we have what is imperative in CSS? Extensive and intensive study. But most of the aspirants, they make selected study. This is what has been taught to them. They have been convinced by their teachers. Selected study. No, wrong approach. Unless and until you read a lot, you write a lot, you stand nowhere. Both extensive and intensive studies are important, necessary. Going through notes, cramming those notes. And that's why shallow understanding of the topics, of the questions. If you have prepared 12, 13, 15 questions, if you don't find in your question paper the question you have prepared, then look at your face, pale-faced, heartbeat touching the sky, mind is gripped, you leave the paper almost blank. So my humble advice is, read a lot. Read books. I'll let you know what to read. Later on, I will let you know what to read. A very easy, simple job. And what you read, reproduce. When you are preparing for your written exam, reading, listening, writing. And when you prepare yourself for your interview, reading, listening, speaking. So at stage number 1, reading, listening, writing. Write a lot. Develop a beautiful expression. Increase your vocabulary. Study books to have content, to have ideas. And then you will agree with me. Writing an issue-based essay, an issue relating to Pakistan is a risky game. You will automatically come to a general topic. I give you an example. We have in our CSS, PMS essay papers, we have essays relating to 7, 8 major themes. One division of essay paper is issue-based essays relating to Pakistan. Second category, global issues. Third category, essays on man, human nature, and history, past and present. I'll discuss those essays in detail. One division is issue-based, Pakistan. Then global issues. And the third category, we call them reflective essays, philosophical essays. It's a damn easy job to write a philosophical essay. Reflective essay is the easiest job. But if you are a well-read man, if you don't believe in cramming, remember, CSS is 40-45% cramming. 50-55% is creativity, self-writing. If you are a well-read man, if you have read 20, 25, 30 famous books written by great writers, it's a damn easy job to write, to develop a reflective essay. What I already mentioned, extensive and intensive study. Those who are confined to selected study. They can neither write an essay on a global issue nor a reflective essay. They can't develop. And the only option left for them is issue-based essay relating to Pakistan. And the results are very much before you. I've seen hundreds and thousands of DMCs. Shocked to see the marks the aspirants got in CSS. So, please, stuff it in your mind. Don't get closer to an issue-based essay. For example, democracy in Pakistan, hopes and hurdles. I've taken these topics from past papers. Democracy in Pakistan, hopes and hurdles. Never ever attempt this essay. Don't get closer to this essay. Don't make a choice. No, not at all. The future of democracy in Pakistan, no, not at all. Risky game, risky affair. Danger zone. You are in red zone if you attempt this essay. Democracy in Pakistan, hopes and hurdles. The future of democracy in Pakistan. Democracy in Pakistan, challenges and prospects. Please don't write on these topics. You won't get through. Again, 20 marks. If you are an exceptionally outstanding, excellent expression, you will get through this paper. You will get 40% mark, just passing on margin. But how many students manage to develop outstanding, an excellent style? Just 2%. 98% students, they write correct English. But if you expect from them very good English, that is missing. Only 2% develop beautiful style. And if they attempt this essay, they get through on margin. The easy way is, again, you are going to write an essay on democracy, but not relating to Pakistan. Because, as I have mentioned, blame game, blaming this quarter, blaming that quarter, blaming this institution, blaming that institution. Instead, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. A beautiful topic to write on. Beautiful topic. Safe. Very safe. I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say. All these topics I have taken from past papers. And then, democracy is a culture rather than a process. A beautiful essay. Creative essay. You do mention in these essays Pakistan, but off and on, occasionally. These two essays are almost the same. The difference is only of statement. I disapprove of what you say. So what this I says, I have the right to disagree with you. I enjoy the freedom of thought and freedom of expression. That's why I enjoy the right to contradict with you, to disagree with you, to oppose you. But this is one thing. The same I, what he says to his opponent, but I will defend to the death your right. If I enjoy the right to say, if I enjoy the freedom of thought and freedom of expression, I have the sportsman spirit. I have a lion's heart. I have the patience. I have the tolerance. I believe in equality. I believe in freedom. So what I like for myself, the same I like for you. The right which I enjoy, I give the same right to you. If I enjoy freedom of thought and freedom of expression, I give the same freedom of thought and freedom of expression to you. When this is practiced, where this is practiced, what we say, that country, that nation has developed democratic culture. This is democratic culture. What Rousseau said, his three slogans, freedom, liberty, equality. Number 2, fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood. So liberty or freedom, equality, fraternity or brotherhood. Where these are practiced, we have democratic culture there. And once democratic culture is established, everyone is brought up on the basis of these 3 slogans. Democratic culture is developed. Automatically, once democratic culture is established, democratic process goes on smoothly. It goes on smoothly. No murders, no assassinations, no riots, no blaming, no killing, no abusing. Nothing happens inside their parliament, outside their parliament. There are hot debates, but they enjoy the debates. Where democratic culture prevails, we don't find in their parliaments when the leader of the opposition comes, his mic is not switched off. Why? Democratic culture. So what's the problem with third world democracies? Absence of democratic culture. What is the beauty of Western democracy? Democratic culture. So these 2 essays are same. And then democracy and illiteracy do not move together. Do not move together. Illiteracy, I will discuss later on. I will discuss what illiteracy means. So these 3 essays are almost the same essays and safe. Safe. But it depends upon you. Your knowledge, the content you have, the books you have studied. And you don't have to study hundreds of books. No, a few books. Just 10 to 15 books. Finish. You will have, after going through those 10, 15 books, a huge pile of ideas here, ready to attempt any essay, whether it's an essay based upon a global issue or it is a reflective essay, an essay on history, an essay on human nature, an essay on the psyche of nations, an essay on imperialism, neocolonialism, an essay on globalization, an essay on nationalism. These are the essays to attempt. And not this essay, Future of Democracy in Pakistan. You are not appearing in B examination. You are not a student of intermediate. No, you are a CSS and PMS aspirant. You have completed your BS. You have completed your MA, MSc. You have done your MPhil, and in certain cases, you have completed even your PhD. And having a degree of MPhil and PhD, and you're writing the essay you write, the future of democracy. How childish. How childish it is. Democracy in Pakistan, hopes and hurdles. Ridiculous. It's not worthy of your status to write these topics. Why? Risky game. Simple topics, risk. So one important theme is democracy. We have 10 important themes. Take any essay paper, past CSS PMS papers. You will find essays relating to those 8 to 10 themes. One theme is democracy. Another theme is education. Higher education in Pakistan, ills and remedies, blame game, this hurdle and who is responsible for that hurdle. This lacking and who is responsible for this lacking. These ills and who is responsible for these ills. Condemning this quarter, condemning that quarter. No. Again, risky job. Our education system is perpetuating socio-economic inequality in the society. Analyze and give recommendations for improvement. Our education system. So again, who is responsible for this education system? Bureaucracy is responsible. Politicians are responsible. Government is responsible. And how many types of education system we have? We have private schools. Then we criticize business tycoons because they are the owners of those private schools. Coming to government schools, and then we criticize teachers, We criticize bureaucracy, we criticize Ministry of Education, Ministry of Development, Ministry of Finance, and then the third is madrasa. And what do? What you do? You criticize the priest class? No, very risky. The present system of education must assume some of responsibilities of our failure. If as a nation we are a failure, sometime it is said, then who is responsible? Our education system. And who has designed this education system? Again, same institutions, same quarters. Again, risk. Coming to the other side, meaning purposive education. Oh, what a topic! Beautiful topic. Meaning purposive education. You do mention Pakistan as a case study, but you talk about third world countries. You talk about the developed world. Meaning purposive education. Education must have a purpose. And the purpose is multidimensional, multi-layered, multifaceted. Meaning purposive education. A beautiful general topic on education. You are free to play. You have an open field. Open field. You have to talk about first world, the developed world. You have to talk about third world countries. You have to talk about Pakistan a little bit. And then same topic, just change of statement, change of words. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Look at the beauty of the statement. And then you will really enjoy while writing this essay. Instead of writing these essays on education, develop these topics. Write on these essays on these topics. And that's why keeping your problems, keeping this Herculean task of essay writing, getting through CSS, PMS essay paper, the hurdles, the problems, the lack of confidence, the lack of guidance, I have prepared a number of modules. Each module will contain 10 essays. And these are the essays which I will discuss. I will discuss every topic in detail, giving you ideas, discussing the topic from every corner, every nook and every corner. Listen and listen attentively. Listen the essay twice or thrice. And then sit down in your study room and develop an essay in the light of my lecture. Keep on developing. If you develop 20, 25, 30 essays, then any topic under the sun, you would write beautiful essay. I guarantee you, by the will of God, by the mercy of God. So thank you very much. All prayers for you. I keep on praying for my students around the clock. I have all the best wishes for you. And inshallah, you will enjoy my modules. You will enjoy my essays. Thank you very much.